Good morning, good morning, good morning. Excuse me. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I am your host. I am Sekou Writes, and I am the author of, here we go, Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. All right, so let's jump right into it. Oh, now let me give you my disclaimer. I'm simply telling you what has worked for me. What you need to do is you need to go and, and put what I'm teaching you together with your own knowledge and figure it out for yourself. All right? Ashe. Ashe. Now, that said, I'm pretty excited. I am pretty excited. Let me put this up. Put this excited. All right. So, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. Now, what you see on Big Money Monday. Big Money Monday? Yeah, Big Money Monday. Big Money Monday. What you see is this information. I'm not sure why it's so small today, but regardless, will this make it bigger? I'm trying to get the extraneous information out of the way. Like don't want to pay attention to news, and we need this big number, but that's about it. Well, anyway, we've got 4.41, 4.41. And now I've explained this to you before that when I'm doing this via computer, which I am right now, it only shows this part right here and doesn't show what happens over the weekend. When I'm using my phone, it shows what's happening over the weekend, right? All right, so let me let me explain. So what I'm doing, just to be sure we're clear, is I figured out, no, not figured out. let's make it sound less arcane than that. I interviewed David on this show, and David was like, "Yeah, I trade pre-market," and I was like, "What? You trade pre-market? How do you do that?" He's like, "You just do it." And I was like, I immediately put in my own blocks of fire. I was like, "You must need lots of money. You must need this. You must need that. You need lots of things." And I decided, well, let me just try it. And lo and behold, all you have to do is buy and sell, and it's right there on the app. It's right there on the app. So there's nothing to it. You just have it lined up. So so that's lesson one. Lesson one. You can do pre-market on your phone. I don't know how you do it on the desktop because this is the same program. Webull on the phone and Webull on the desktop. I'm not sure why it's not showing the same information. But what was showing you is on the computer, it says $4.26, 29, 30 cents, right? You see that big number all the way on the right hand side? Right. You see it, right? This big number, right? All right. Now I bought CYCN at the end of the day on Friday. On Friday. Why? Because I'm trying to do the, well, I forget what he calls it, but I call it the weekend hustle. The weekend hustle. The weekend hustle is when you buy a stock at the end of the day, Friday, and you just hold it and wait for it to mature, and then you sell it on Monday, right? So that's why I need this. I need this phone for my own edification, right? Because my phone shows me what's happening over the weekend, right? Okay. So now I think I got you. I think I got you guys, right? I think I've got you. All right. So what happened is last week I had to show you something. Let me go back to maybe watch list. Yeah, LTRN. Right, go there. And okay, you see it when it up right here, it up shot up. I mean, it went way up, way up, way up. It went up to $7 or something. $7 and plus. And look, it's normally trending around 4, 5, 7. Right now it's at 4.7. But it shot way up, right? I said, when was it shooting up like that? And what I discovered is it was shooting up like that over the weekend. Over the weekend on a Saturday or Sunday. Well, I think it was a Sunday. I can't remember right now, but I think it was a Sunday. So I said, what? It shot up like that over the weekend? Now, as you know, I'm trying to do the weekend hustle. I'm trying to wait for 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 Monday to sell, right? But I know now that you got to be flexible. You got to have a general sense of a plan, but you got to be flexible. You got to be flexible. So what I did is this time I went in and I bought what did I buy it? I don't even remember what it was now. CYCN, right? And is it okay? Oh, yeah, here we go. All right. So anyway, you can't see it here. You can't see here, but I I set it up so that if it ever hit this amount, over the weekend, it would sell itself. Now, I've explained pre-market, right? Pre-market is happening over the weekend. You can still sell over the weekend. So the general idea is you're going to get something on Friday, you're going to sell it on Monday, and nothing will happen in between, right? But just in case something happens between then, I've got that figure last night, that figure last week of the LT or whatever, whichever stock that was going up. So it went up to, like I said, $77, $7, right? So anyway, I put in a a a, a well, I guess like a trap. I put in a trap, and I put it in such that if it goes higher than this amount, I'll sell. Right? Let me show. I can see if I can show you show you. I can show you this. Okay, yeah. Let me pull out the. All right, I'm gonna take this out. All right. Well, that's all right. That's kind of working. All right. So, well, let me see. No, it's not quite working. But anyway, this is what I was talking about last week. LTRN, right? So, okay, this is see you can barely see it. You can see a little bit of a distance in the color, right? It is dark gray versus black. It's a very small difference, but the black part, the gray part, is the part that's happening over the weekend, right? And let's see. Okay, yeah, this is it. So over the weekend, it shot up to 390. It shot up 390, and there it is. Now, even with the market all being open right now, its chart is currently. Let me put the Okay, now we've got both. Now we've got both. All right. Now we've got the 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 cell phone screen and the computer screen. Okay. So as you can see, within the gray market, the gray part, that's pre-market. You can see a little bit of it. You can see the little gray part, right? And then you see it going up, 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 right? And then it goes down again, right? And so right now, the computer on my laptop is 4.337, right? But as you can see, it was up at 4.9. It was up at 4.9. So what I'm trying to explain to you, I'm not doing a great job. What I'm trying to explain to you is that I had the trap set. If it went up over like four, yeah, like 4.49, right? Then it would sell. I set it up so it would sell immediately. And guess what happened? That's what happened. So it happened this morning. Like it happened early this morning, and it just sold immediately. So what I had to do was nothing. Was nothing. When at 9:30 a.m. the bell went off and everything, I didn't have to do anything because my stake of CYCN had already sold itself. And now it's still trading, it's still going up, but it's not going nearly as far up as I got it. So I got it at the great the best rate. the best rate. So yeah, thanks speaking for the for the word play from the back. And so that's what I'm saying, that I didn't have to do anything. This is the first time for me. It felt great. It felt great. So I sold for higher than anything it's been able to come up with thus far, right? And thus far, I might have made like I don't know, a few cents as opposed to 4.90, right? And so that just feels wonderful. I've got everything I need. Now that said, I did not learn this lesson on Lantern, LRTN. What's the name of it? LRTN. Now this one is one that taught me the lesson. It taught me the lesson, right? It taught me the lesson of putting my money, let's just call it a trap. I started calling it a trap. I'm going to keep calling it a trap. Setting a trap because it went up and it never went up that high again. It never went that high again. Look, you can see it's up and then it got a little close, but it hasn't been that same. It's not been the same again, right? And that's where I got the idea of let me set a trap. Let me set a trap for itself. And I did, and the trap shook itself and it sold. And mind you, it looked like it wasn't going to do anything on Saturday, Sunday. It just looked like anything was going to happen. It wasn't until Monday morning that it tripped itself. So that's what we got. And I hope we got some questions. Let me get over here into some questions. Let's see what we got. Let's see. B King has been okay. B King is right here, but she's typing her questions in. Oh, Trap setting up automatic set to get a profit. I get it. Yes. So I set up automatically. So because I would have missed it, like I missed the last one, because I was like, what? It was up at $7. When did that happen? and it happened in the wee hours of the morning on Sunday, right? But this time I set it up so if it sold, if it happened to reach that money, it sold, and it sold, and so now I still got this LTRN, but it taught me the lesson though. It taught me the lesson, and so I will do that from now on. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. The King is tagging everybody. Fatima was talking about. Let's get it. All right, but Fatima, I hope it's clear to you. B King is saying, I see it. I think if you introduced in a live, real time, very beginner course, it would be helpful. This is good. Trap said, yeah. All right, so I'll do that. I'll do that because I really want you guys to get it because it's not as difficult as one might think, right? I listen. I think Friday, Fee King and I were talking about something right up until the 4 p.m. hour. So like I went in there and I basically just grabbed something, but I grabbed something that looked right. It looked right. CYC and looked right, and I bought it. Just bought it, and that's it. And then I bought this. I bought the trap. I set the trap, and that's it. Now, if the trap did not go off, I would have studied here on the on the on the regular candle and sold it for whatever I would have sold it for. But what I'm saying is I didn't have to do that because I set the trap. So the big thing that you need to learn from today is set a trap. Set a trap. Set a trap. You know? So you can be ready. You can be ready. Okay. Oh, Fatima West also invited the world to check it out. I'm doing the weekend hustle. Yeah, I'm doing the weekend hustle. Doing the weekend hustle. Let's see. B King, can you explain how everyday people can begin with two platforms such as Webull, Robinhood, Coinbase, Cash App? In my course? Okay, so I'll do that in the course. But for those of you that are watching, I would select one. Like it doesn't really matter which one you start with in the beginning because you're just getting started. You just need to pick one. Pick one. Pick Webull or pick Robinhood. Just pick one. And then Coinbase, and that's cryptocurrency. We don't want to talk about cryptocurrency yet. Although I am dabbling with Venmo. What's the name? I forgot the name of it, but anyway, I've been experimenting with it a little bit. But you don't want to do that yet. You just want to pick one. Pick one. Webull, Robinhood, whatever it is you're already using. Again, if you're doing it via the computer, then you've got to figure out how to get it to show you the permutations that happen over the weekend. So you got to figure it out over the weekend. You got to get it to show you that stuff. I'll continue to try and find it, but yeah, you have to find it yourself. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Yeah, speaking. Big Money Monday. Big Money Monday. Let's go. Yeah. All right. She's saying, speaking. I started investing using Cash App and then Robinhood and Webull. I now invest through my Charles Schwab. Yes, Charles Schwab. See, that's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn eventually that you got to put everything together in one place, right? So better you learn that. You learn that in the beginning. Like you want to learn that you have one space. See, because me, I had accounts in every place. Every place you can have an account, I had an account. I had an account in Cash App, Robinhood, Webull. I had Cash App everywhere. Now I've divided it into two. I've got the Charles Schwab account. I've got my Charles Schwab account, and I've got my big thing, which is Charles Schwab. And the only reason I've kept Webull separate is because I wanted to keep it separate to really focus on studying how the market works. Because I'm learning now. I'm learning. You see me, but the put on up the trap, that was great. And I learned that from Reverend Melissa. Reverend Melissa, who learned how to trade from me. And she's now teaching me how to trap. I was like, oh, this is great. So please, folks, if you want to get involved, let me know. Let me know. All right, folks. So now you have it. There you have it. Big Money Monday. I'm going to be doing this every Monday. So let me know if you're here, if you're following things, and yeah, let me know. All right, so I'm shifting gears now. And let's find some more stuff. So I threw up some photos just enough time. So here's something we did this weekend. We went and tried Plant Burger. So here we are. It's me and Fee. It says, "Eat the change you wish to see in the world." That's us. We went to find Plant Burger because we were feeling like some fast food type food. But Plant Burger is all vegan. But they make it like a real burger. And so that was great. So I had the cheeseburger, and we had what did you have? Like mushroom bacon burger. And it was good. And we had some fries too. So that was fun. That was nice. And here's Nelson checking me out. I was sitting there standing out the window, and then he jumped up on me and checked on me first, looking at me, and then he got up in my arm. And so you see him just sitting there, curled up on me. So you can hear him in the background, I'm sure. You can hear him in the background, I'm sure. So yeah, so he's wilding out. So yeah, so that's what I have. I want to keep it brief. I really want to focus on the money, because I want you to understand that it's complicated, but not as complicated as it was proposed to you, right? So once again, I use Webull because Webull lets you get money. Basically, if you use your code, if you sign up for Webull and use your code to send it to Mary, send it to Sue, send it to anybody, you will get money. You would get funds, and that's how I got my funds. So I did not put up any money. I want you to understand that I did not put up any money for my standing account on Webull, because I'm using the money that they gave me. I just put it right back in, and that's how I learned to trade. All right. Okay, folks. All right, so I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna check you all out tomorrow. And and here is speaking, plant was delicious. When in New York, it's a must. Yeah, please check it out. Please check it out. I have plenty of locations. I've noticed locations before, but never tried it yet. But yeah, it was really good. Really good. Good, a good veggie burger. All right. Okay, folks. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me on Money Making Monday. And remember that now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow. And we'll be talking about more money. All right. See you later.